Namo Arihantanam, Namo Siddhanam, Namo Ayariyanam, Namo Vajjayanam, Namo Loe Savasahunam, Eso Panch Namokaro Savapavapanasano Mangalananch Savising Padamam Havai Mangalam Padamam Havai Mangalam Padamam Havai Mangalam. So many of you may not be familiar with this Jain stotra, Jain prayer, Jain mantra, Maha mantra. So it is one of the only mantras which I know of, which does not name anybody or anything or any a particular entity. Any mantra that you may have heard, it always speaks of the name Krishna or Ram or Allah or whatever. Or, um, but this is a universal prayer. So it's not, even though it is part of the Jain tradition, it is universal in its message. So Namo Arihantana means I bow down to the Arihant, not any particular Arihant, but any Arihant. And what does Arihant mean? Arihant, Ari means dushman or enemy. Hant yani jo dushmanon ko harata hai. The one who has defeated the enemies. And of course, here we are not talking about the outer enemies, we are talking about the inner enemies. So whoever has defeated the inner enemies, I bow down to that person or that entity. Could be anybody from any religion, from any country, from with any cultural background. I bow down to them. Namo Siddhanam, the ones who are the Siddhas have developed powers of love to a point where they can bend time, warp space, make things happen. Namo Ayaryanam. Ayaryanam yani the word is from Acharya. So all the Acharyas whoever has taught us anything, I bow down to them. Again, no particular name, no particular tradition, no particular culture, no country, no language, no religion. Namo Vajjayanam, all the Upadhyayas who are actually the on the ground teachers. The acharyas are the ones who bring knowledge, but the upadhyayas are the ones who deliver the knowledge. Namo loe savva sahunam, all the sadhus, all the ones who are on this path, who are walking this path, all the sadhus. And sadhu is not gender specific either, and again not religion specific, not limited to any by anything I bow down to all of them. So great. So I've been learning. So, what are some of the challenges that you are facing in your life? That is what I want to hear. What are the challenges are you facing, or have you? See, if there are no challenges, then you must create challenges. Only then life is interesting. So, with me, for example, um, I am learning so many things all the time, right? So, these days, my area of interest is physics and particularly astrophysics. And so, I'm learning about the universe, the cosmos. What is it made of? When did it get here? How did it get here? How do we know how far something is? How do we know how big something is? How do we know what it is made of? Looking at it. How far is it? How old is this universe? What is going to happen to this universe? So I'm challenging myself with all these questions these days and studying like mad. I'm uh, just this course. I'm taking a course from the University of Tokyo on this subject of astrophysics, and it's a 3 weeks course. So it's a short course, but I started yesterday and I've already finished 2 weeks. The 2 weeks worth of course material I've already finished in 2 days because I'm just so fascinated by it. And in a way, I learned a lot of this in engineering college. All this, some of it, some not all of it. There's a lot of new stuff, but I just wonder, I kind of studied things at that time with the aim of becoming an engineer and learning. And I was curious and always asked a lot of questions to all my teachers, even at that time. Um, but I didn't really, really get into it as much as I should and could have. And so I figure it's better late than never. And I'm just taking these courses one after the other, reading 2 or 3 books simultaneously on astrophysics and cosmology. And you cannot believe how fascinating this whole thing is, how magical. I mean, simple things that we take for granted are so magical. Like our perception, our understanding of reality, हम जो देखते हैं, जो जानते हैं, जो समझते हैं, और एक्चुअल में क्या है, वो कितना अलग है. For example, when we look at the moon, we are looking at a moon which is 1 second old. That light which is reaching us left the moon 1 second ago. So we are looking at a 1 second old moon. We normally we just look at the moon. हाँ ये देखो चांद को देख रहे हैं. You're not looking at the moon right now. You can't see it. The moon that is there right now, you will only see after 1 second. And the moon is very nearby. That is why. It is only 3 lakh kilometers away. Only 3 lakh kilometers, of course. It sounds like a lot, but it is only compared to all the other things that are out there in the world. The sun that we are looking at, the sun, when we look at the sun, we think, okay, I'm looking at the sun, but the light from that sun is 8 minutes old. 8 minutes old. You think you're looking at the sun. You're not looking at the sun. You're looking at an image of it from 8 minutes ago, not the sun that is there right now. The sun that is there right now, you cannot see. You will only see what it is 8 minutes ago. So the sun is setting, and even this whole, We think the sun rises and sets like this and all that. It's not at all like that. I mean, that we found out a couple of 100 years ago, that the sun doesn't rise and the sun doesn't set. The sun is where it is, it just sits where it is. And we are the ones, the earth is rotating. The earth is rotating. So the sunlight is over here, the earth rotates. And so as the earth rotates, we see the sun and we think the sun is rising, but actually it is there only we are moving. And later in the evening, we think the sun is setting, but it is exactly where it was. It is going out of our field of view. So how limited our vision is, our understanding is, our perception is very limited. And we walk around thinking, oh, I know what I'm seeing is what is true, and this is the truth, and this is the reality. मुझे पक्का पता है कि ये आदमी ऐसा ही है, मुझे ये पता है, मुझे वो पता है. And in reality, we don't even know what we are looking at. The nearest star, if we look at the sky, we look at the Proxima Centauri is the name of the star. It's the nearest star in our galaxy, Milky Way galaxy में जो सबसे पास का जो तारा है. When we look at that star, that light left that star 4 years ago. 4 years ago. So you're not looking at the star right now. You are looking at the past. Other stars are even farther away. The Milky Way, all that, the other stars that you see are hundreds of years away, thousands of years away, millions of years away. So we look at the star and think, okay, this is how the sky looks right now. This is how the stars are right now. No. From one star, the light may be 4 years old. From another star, the light is 100 years old. From another star, the light is 1,000,000 years old. From another star, the light is a billion years old. B. And so on. So just think of how different it actually is compared to what we think it is. जो हम सोचते हैं और जो है वो बहुत अलग है. And this understanding, just this much, is enough to make us humble. We go around thinking कि ये जो मैं समझता हूँ, मुझे ये सब पता है. But when you learn these things and you understand this and you go, oh my God, how can I even think that I know anything? And how little I actually know. What I think is so sure. I'm seeing the stars. Ye stars aise hi hai. Like light, like bulbs in the sky, like right now. It's not like that. That star which you are looking at may have already exploded and died and gone, and you will only find out 1,000 years from now that it happened that way. Because right now the light reaching you has traveled for 1,000 years and is reaching you now. In the meantime, the 1,000 years that it took the light to get to you, anything could have happened to the star. But we don't know. We think जैसे लाइट लगे हुए हैं सीलिंग पे, हम सब देखते हैं एक साथ में, वैसा नहीं है. And light itself, such a fascinating thing. Such a fascinating thing. उसकी स्पीड जो है वो एक ही है. वो एक ही स्पीड पे चलती है लाइट, which is about 3 lakh kilometers a second. So it can reach the moon in 1 second. It can go around the earth 7 times in 1 second. Very, very fast. But the funny thing is, the speed does not change no matter how fast the source is moving. This is the Einstein's theory of special relativity, for which he did not get a Nobel Prize. He got a Nobel Prize for something else, for the photoelectric effect. And the reason why, even though this relativity theory was much more important, much more deeper, much more uh, relevant today, उसके लिए Nobel Prize नहीं मिला. क्यों? Because first of all, the Nobel Committee, they could not agree whether ये सही है या नहीं है, because it seems so weird. It's like this: supposing you have a ball in your hand and you throw it at a particular speed. Okay, let's say you throw it at 10 miles per hour. So the speed of the ball is 10 miles per hour. Let's say you are in a car and the car is moving at 50 miles per hour. You're in a moving car is moving at 50 miles per hour, and you throw the ball with the same speed, 10 miles per hour. How fast will the ball be moving? You're in a car which is at 50, you throw the ball at 10. What will be the speed of the ball? 50 plus 10, 60. The ball will leave at 60 miles per hour because the car is already moving at 50. Ball is in your hand, you're in the car, and you throw the ball. The speed of the ball will be 60 miles an hour. But light is not like that. Supposing I turn on a flashlight in my hand, the light is moving at 300,000 kilometers per second from my flashlight. Now I sit in a car. The car is, let's say, very, very fast. I'm in an airplane, let's say 1,000 kilometers per second, which is very, very fast, by the way. Our rockets and our ships don't even go at that speed yet. But supposing I was in a rocket which was traveling at 1,000 kilometers per second, what should be the speed of that light which is leaving my flashlight? 300 plus 1,000. So it should be 301,000. But it's not like that. It still moves at 300,000. And this is Einstein's discovery. So, what we see and what it is are not the same. And this difference is even more and more and more as we go deeper and deeper into reality. As we go deeper and deeper into reality, ये जो फर्क है असलियत में और हम क्या सोचते हैं, जैसे हम इस गहराई में जाते हैं तो और भी फर्क नजर आते हैं, और गहरे नजर नजर आते हैं. So so what so reality of our own self. What am I? Who am I? If we ask ourselves the question, what am I? Then we can come up with some answers based on our experience and our thoughts and what we think is true. We may say, oh, I'm such and such person, I'm a person who lives here, does this, and I am a father, and I'm a son, and I'm a doctor, or I'm a musician, or I'm this and that, and I'm this body, and I'm this mind, and I'm these eyes, this combination of thoughts and memories and feelings, and this whole history, this thing that I've constructed, which I think is me. I will say I am this. But in this area, the we like we see in physics and all, we what we think and what we see is not at all what it is. The answer to this question is even more away from the truth. We think we are this body, this mind, this collection of memories and thoughts and feelings and history. हमें ये लगता है कि मैं वो हूँ, but असलियत क्या है? What is the reality of it? What am I really? Who am I really? And if we take each of these things that we think we are and really look, कि क्या मैं ये हूँ? क्या मैं ये मेरे विचार हूँ? For example, then immediately we know that विचार तो आते हैं और जाते हैं, और मैं तो वैसा का वैसा ही हूँ. तो मैं ये विचार नहीं हो सकता. I am not my thoughts. Am I my feelings? My feelings also come and go and they change. So I'm not my feelings. So what am I? What am I? So when we keep on dropping everything that we are not, everything that we are not, everything that can be dropped if we drop. So let's do an experiment of dropping things that we are not, so that we can reach what we are or understand what we are. So we can immediately drop our thoughts. They just come and go. We can drop thoughts, no problem. I can drop my thoughts. I can drop my feelings because they are not essential. I am still there. Even if there is no feeling, I am still there. So I can drop my feelings. Can I drop my knowledge? Yes, I can drop my knowledge. I would still be me. Okay, drop knowledge. We drop our friends and relationships. Yeah, even if I didn't have all these friends that I have, I would still be me. So drop the friends, drop the relationships. How about money? I would still be me. I can drop my money. Okay, so drop the money. We drop the money. It's not me. What else? Everything that I own, everything that is there in the world that I can see. Even if I close my eyes and everything disappears, I'm still there. So everything that I can see, I can drop. Everything that I can hear, I can drop. Even if I don't hear anything, I am still there. So I can drop everything that I hear, everything that I touch, everything that I taste, everything that I smell, everything that I see, all senses, thoughts, feelings, possessions, people, everything I can drop. Okay. What else? What else can we drop? So we drop this world of this planet, this people, this universe that I was talking about. We can drop it because even if it was not there, I still remain. And if I can drop it, that means I will drop it. If I can drop it, I will drop it. So, universe, I can drop. The whole universe dropped. How about this awareness of the universe, this knowing that I am, this knowledge that I am, मैं हूँ, this awareness, ये चैतन्य जिसको ये सारे अनुभव हो रहे हैं, उसको हम ड्रॉप कर सकते हैं क्या? Can we drop it? Just try. Just see if you can drop awareness, this sense of knowing that I am. I am. Can I drop this I am? If I drop it, who is there remaining to check that I have dropped it? Who will be there to see and tell me that I have dropped it? If I drop I am, there is nobody, nothing left to report to me that I have dropped I am. So, me, that I am is me. That I am me. If you say me is there to say that I have dropped I am, then who is that me? You have still not dropped it. So, this I am, this me that I am, this awareness, I cannot drop. And that is my reality. That is who I really am. So, here the difference between reality and what I think it is so vast that this whole convincing, ये जो कहानी हम अपने आप को कहते हैं, वो उतनी convincing है ये कहानी कि हम चाहे तो भी हम इसे भुला नहीं सकते. हम जीते वैसे ही हैं. Yeah, so the soul, this soul or this awareness, whatever name we give it, cannot drop it. We cannot drop that. We can drop everything, but we cannot drop that because that is essential of who I am. So I am that. I am that soul, I am that awareness, I am that Chaitanya. But वो चैतन्य जो है या सोल जो है उसके बारे में भी हमें बहुत सारी गलत फहमियां है. We think I have a soul, my soul. There is something called my soul. There is something called your soul, which gets somehow born, and then this soul goes somewhere, and there are many souls in the universe, and all these things. But if we take a closer look at this awareness, then immediately we see that whatever I describe as awareness, so clearly, we can do one experiment. So um, supposing I ask you to describe your house, okay? तो चलिए एक के बाद एक थोड़ा सा आपके घर के बारे में बताइए. Describe your house. Arun ji, you can start, then Pandey ji. Describe your house.
जय गुरुदेव.
हाँ.
My house is located in Panvel.
Okay.
My flat is on the first floor.
Okay.
I bought it 20 years ago. And my family is living in that house. It houses everything, my belonging.
Okay, is in that house.
Yes, in
Okay.
that.
How big? How many rooms?
I have 2 BHK flat. I'd measure in the area of around 900 square.
900 square feet. Okay, wonderful. Very nice. Thank you, Arun ji. Okay, पांडे जी, चलिए आपका घर डिस्क्राइब करिए.
मैं घर तो डिस्क्राइब कर रहा हूं, लेकिन आपने जो है शुरुआत में एक प्रश्न पूछकर मेरे मन को कुरेद दिया.
अच्छा.
वो था जो आपने कहा कि व्हाट आर द चैलेंजेस यू आर फेसिंग.
करेक्ट.
तो घर का वर्णन कर देता हूं और साथ साथ इस मेरी उसका जो दिमाग में वो जो आपने एक प्रश्न खड़ा कर दिया है मेरे मन में, उसका जवाब भी आपको मुझे देना होगा.
ठीक है, उसको भी सुन लेते हैं साथ साथ.
तो पहले मैं थोड़ा ब्रीफ में आपको घर एक्सप्लेन कर देता हूँ.
हाँ, जस्ट 3-4 sentences. या
3-4 sentences.
या
मैं यहाँ भोपाल में एक किराए के मकान में रहता हूँ.
ओके.
और शायद कुछ पता नहीं, संयोग ही कहिए इसे, मुझे एक बड़ा सुंदर सा घर मिल गया है यहाँ पर रहने के लिए.
ओके.
और हम लोग, मैं, मेरी पत्नी, हम लोग जैसा चाहते थे दरअसल हम रेलवेज में बड़े बड़े बंगलों में रहते थे. As soon as I got retired, I could not afford that much big house.
Okay.
But somehow ऊपर वाले को शायद मंजूर था. हमारे एक मित्र का घर खाली पड़ा था, उन्होंने हमें दे दिया.
Okay.
It's 5-bedroom duplex.
Wonderful.
Lot of space and there is a small little lawn and everything. We
Oh,
are enjoying.
beautiful, beautiful.
लेकिन मेरा जो चैलेंज है वो
Okay,
इससे
हाँ,
कम नहीं होता है.
हाँ, बोलिए.
चैलेंज ये है कि मैं जब बाहर निकलता हूँ, ये क्लोज कैंपस है, गेटेड कम्युनिटी है, और जैसे ही बाहर निकलता हूँ मैं देखता हूँ कि दुनिया में इतनी सफरिंग क्यों है, इतना दर्द क्यों है दुनिया में. हर तरह का दर्द है, शारीरिक, मानसिक, आर्थिक, सामाजिक, पता नहीं किस किस तरह के दर्द हैं चारों तरफ बाहर. हम जब तक अपने कम्युनिटी में हैं, अंदर बाउंड्री वॉल के अंदर हैं, हमको सब बड़ा अच्छा गुडी गुडी लगता है. वी आर वेरी हैप्पी. करेक्ट. लेकिन हम उससे खुश तो नहीं रह सकते ना. तो वो सब क्यों है? अगर ईश्वर है तो वो कहाँ है? मुझे याद आ जाता है वो मदर टेरेसा का, वो कि उन्होंने पत्र में अपने whom she used to confide with, उनको उन्होंने लिखा था कि इतना सब कुछ करने के बाद मुझे कभी-कभी लगता है कि क्या भगवान है? क्या? हाँ, करेक्ट. तो ये मेरे लिए बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज है. आई कैन नॉट डील विद सच इमोशंस. Beautiful. Very nice question. Wonderful. We'll explore this question in a minute. फिलहाल ये एक्सपेरिमेंट कंटिन्यू करते हैं. तो आपने वर्णन सुन लिया. चलो, वन मोर पर्सन. चलिए, भारती बहन, डिस्क्राइब योर हाउस. भारती बहन is in USA. You can unmute and describe your house.
Yeah, I have a 4-bedroom house.
Right.
First floor and second floor, and I have basement because we were in a small house before, but now my grandkids and we are 6 people in the house.
Nice.
So I am enjoying.
Located where?
And I just
Located where?
in New Jersey, Monroe Township.
Monroe Township. Wonderful. Okay, got it. Okay, so now, so this, your house where you live, so this kind of things, if I ask you about your profession, again, you will give different answers. If I ask you about your knowledge or your skills, you will give different answers. If I ask you about your opinion on government or any party or religion, everything, you will all have different answers. Yes? The answers will be very, very different. Now, if I ask you about you, who you are really, meaning after you drop everything that you are not, or the answer you give to the question, are you there? And you look and you say, yes, I am there. So that place, that you, that aspect of you, which is the real you, which you looked at and touched and felt for a moment, उसका वर्णन मैं अगर आपको करने को कहूंगा, तो आप क्या करेंगे, क्या कहेंगे? Maybe we'll hear from maybe the same people. चलिए, अरुण जी, this awareness that you are, which experiences your house, your life, your, जो भी आपको अनुभव होते हैं, वो जो अनुभव करने वाली जो ऊर्जा है, उसका वर्णन करिए.
I have no shape.
No shape. Okay.
Neither it is round nor square or not a triangle.
Okay.
Then without body mind instrument, I cannot experience such things like house, my family, this universe, sunlight, moonlight, rotation of earth. I cannot experience without body mind instrument.
Yeah, that's okay. But I'm not asking you to describe the instrument. You're using the body mind to experience all this.
Yes.
But that one which is experiencing, उसका कोई form नहीं है, उसका color नहीं है.
Color nahi, yes, consciousness.
Yeah, that has no color, no shape, no
shape, no smell, no taste.
No taste, no size.
No size.
Correct.
No
okay,
touch.
very good, very good.
No this senses of this five
नो
senses
सेंसेस, द फाइव सेंसेस आर नॉट देयर। ओके,
there.
तो ऐसा कुछ वर्णन आप कर रहे हैं। चलिए नेक्स्ट पर्सन, ओके पांडे जी वर्णन करिए।
माय गॉड,
दिस अवेयरनेस दैट यू आर,
बैक
दिस
टू स्क्वायर,
हाँ
बैक टू स्क्वायर।
हाँ,
मतलब पता नहीं, जहां से चले थे वहीं पहुंच गए फिर से। मुझे लग रहा है मैं वो शून्य हूं
मैं
जिसका
शून्य
कोई
हूँ।
अस्तित्व नहीं है,
करेक्ट,
लेकिन वो सारे नेचुरल नंबर्स के साथ जुड़ के पता नहीं क्या क्या बना देता है।
हाँ वो समझ गए, बट मैं
दैट्स
शून्य,
ऑल।
जो शून्य आप है उसका वर्णन करेंगे तो वो अरुण जी का जो वर्णन है उससे मिलता जुलता आएगा या अलग आएगा?
थोड़ा सा अलग आएगा। मैं जब शून्य कह रहा हूं तो आई मीन इट, मतलब इफ
ओके,
देयर इज नथिंग मींस नथिंग, दैट्स ऑल।
या बट इट शून्य और नथिंग इज सेम, another word for saying no shape, no size, no color. It's just another way of saying the same thing,
हाँ
isn't it?
हाँ।
Huh. Okay, Bharti, how would you describe awareness?
Almost same.
Yeah.
Only thinking about where my soul is going now. That's
Okay.
what I'm worried
Okay.
about.
Okay. Okay. Where it is going now? Okay, that is another thing. But उसका वर्णन करेंगे, डिस्क्रिप्शन करेंगे, तो इन ये जो पांडे जी कह रहे हैं, अरुण जी कह रहे हैं, उनसे ही मिलता जुलता आएगा, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, great. तो जब ही, so this is what I want you to notice, that we chose to talk about your house, but I could have chosen anything, your profession, your interest, your things that you like, people in your life, everything. If I had asked you to describe, you would have had a different description. All three of you would have had a completely different description based on your own life and your circumstance. But when I ask you to describe this awareness, this who you really are, then it all comes almost more or less the same. Just maybe slight difference in words, but we are all talking about the same thing. So what makes us think कि एक चीज अगर जो है, जो मैं बता रहा हूं और आप बता रहे हैं या तीसरा कोई भी बताएगा, उसका वर्णन वही है, उसको नाम अगर देना है, नाम अगर सिंपल भाषा में कहेंगे तो उसको नाम मैं, हम कहेंगे मैं, ये मैं हूं, आई, सिंपल लैंग्वेज में, तो उसका नाम आई है, उसका, उसकी जगह, उसका शेप, उसका कलर, उसका फॉर्म, सब डिस्क्रिप्शन एक ही है। तो हम कैसे सोचते हैं कि ये अलग अलग है, और क्यों सोचते हैं कि ये अलग अलग है? हम इसीलिए सोचते अलग अलग है क्योंकि सारी जो दूसरी बातें हैं, शरीर, मन, घर, बैंक बैलेंस, स्किल्स, नॉलेज, ओपिनियन, ये सारी बातें हमारी अलग अलग है। तो उसी को हम एक्सटेंड करके सोचते हैं कि ये भी अलग ही होगा, बाकी सारी चीजें तो अलग है, एवरीथिंग एल्स इज डिफरेंट बिटवीन यू एंड मी। सो देन वी मेक द जंप कंक्लूजन दैट ये भी अलग ही होगा। एंड दैट इज वाई भारती जी, व्हेन यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट what will happen to my soul, the first question we have to ask ourselves is, this my soul that we are talking, is there anything like my soul, or is there only soul? Agar, if we are talking, if we are describing the same thing, if we are naming it the same thing, then why do we not think that it is the same thing? Why do we think it is not the same thing? एक चीज जो है जिसका नाम वही है, वर्णन वही है, अगर वो एक जोक मुझे याद आ रहा है, वो जो दो दो आदमी जा रहे हैं कुछ ट्रेन में, और एक पूछता है दूसरे से, कहाँ जा रहे हैं आप? बोलता है, हाँ मैं तो जबलपुर जा रहा हूँ। अच्छा अच्छा, मैं भी जबलपुर जा रहा हूँ। कहाँ से हैं आप? बोलते हैं, हाँ मैं भोपाल से हूँ। आप कहाँ से? भोपाल। अच्छा, मैं भी भोपाल से हूँ। वैसे करते करते घर कहाँ है, कहाँ रहते हैं, मैं भी वहीं रहता हूँ। लास्ट में पता चलता है, कोई तो तीसरा सुन रहा है, वो कहता है कि अरे यार, आप दोनों एक ही घर में रहते हो, एक दूसरे वही घर में वही सब कुछ करते हो, फिर ये क्या बातें कर रहे हो? तो बोला है, चुप कर यार, हम तो टाइम पास कर रहे हैं। सो हालत वही है कि, या फिर कोई दो जो व्यक्तियों, एक व्यक्ति की अगर कोई बात कर रहा है कि हाँ मैं उसको पहचानता हूँ, उसका नाम ये है, वो उसका एड्रेस ये है, वो ये करता है, वो करता है, तो क्यों हम सोचते हैं कि वो दो अलग अलग आदमी है? दोनों बातें वही आदमी की कर रहे हो, वर्णन वही है, तो वही होगा। So yahi, this is similar to our situation. So when we are talking about this awareness, this consciousness, when we are talking about describing it the same, feeling it the same, then why do we think that it is not the same? This is the big mistake we are making. The difference between reality and what it is. We think that there is my soul and your soul and another person's soul and this and that. Just like we have different bodies and different opinions and different minds and different brain, we assume that our souls are also different. But एक चीज का वर्णन वही है। और दूसरी बात यह है कि ये दिस इज अ अनलिमिटेड फील्ड। ये जो कॉन्शियसनेस है, देयर इज नो लिमिट टू इट, इन्फिनिट। तो अगर मैं कहूं कि मेरा सोल जो है, उसकी कोई मुझे बाउंड्री नजर नहीं आती, वो उसका कोई कोना नहीं है, कोई अंत नहीं है, अनंत है, तो दो चीजें अलग अलग और अनंत, ये दो एक साथ में नहीं हो सकता। अनंत है तो एक ही हो सकता है, क्योंकि अगर अनंत है, मेरा सोल, मेरी अवेयरनेस अनंत है और आपकी अवेयरनेस भी अनंत है और ये अलग है, तो उसका अर्थ है कि मेरा जो अवेयरनेस है वो कहीं खत्म होता है और फिर आपका शुरू होता है। तो ही हम कह सकते हैं कि ये अलग है। लेकिन या तो अलग है या अनंत नहीं है, दोनों नहीं हो सकते। लेकिन आप भी कह रहे हो अनंत है, मैं भी कह रहा हूं अनंत है, तो ये एक ही बात है, एक ही है। So we are living in this, this whole universe is the mind and the body of divine, and each of us is just one sense organ, you can say. Each one is a different sense organ, जिसके जरिए that universal divine is experiencing the entire universe from this perspective, from this perspective, from your perspective, from this perspective. But the experiencer, there is only one. There is only one experiencer, which is not going anywhere, which has not come from anywhere, and which is simply there, and there's only one. So that, I don't know, Bharti, and if this answers your question a little bit, because this soul has not come from anywhere. It is always there. It has always been there. And something which is always there and is always here will always be here. It is always here. There is only one. There is nothing or no place for it to go, because it is always in the here, always in the now, eternally, everywhere and anywhere and nowhere. So, uh, so this is all well and good, but going back to Pandeyji's challenge about ये, फिर लगता है कि ये सब क्यों है, कैसे है, राइट? सो ये अलग अलग का जो ये भ्रम है हमें कि अलग अलग चीजें हैं, अलग लोग हैं, अलग, जो असल में अलग नहीं है। ये अलग के ब्रह्म से ही ये सारी ये कहानी शुरू होती है। अगर हम अपने आप को समझते हैं कि कोई अलग है ही नहीं, there is nothing different, nothing separate, ultimately the experiencer is only one, looking at the universe and creating and looking at the universe from a million different points of view. Where each point of view has a unique experience, a unique. आप ताजमहल गए कभी, तो ताजमहल देखेंगे तो दिन में अलग दिखता है, दूर से अलग दिखता है, करीब से कुछ डिजाइन नजर आती है, फिर रात को कहीं पूनम वाली रात को गए तो वो जो उसकी शाइन है और उसका जो माहौल है और उसका जो लुक है वो अलग है। और अगर मैं आर्किटेक्ट हूं तो मैं आर्किटेक्चर के नज़र से देखूंगा, मैं इंजीनियर हूं तो इंजीनियरिंग, मैं आर्टिस्ट हूं तो उसकी कला मुझे नजर आएगी, मैं आशिक हूं तो वो उस नजरिए से देखूंगा। तो ये सारे नजरिए हैं, अलग अलग नजरिए है उसी चीज को देखने के। और ये जो ये जो विशाल जो ब्रह्मांड है, धरती है, सो all experiences are simply different points of view of looking at this universe and having different experiences. We are the ones who are giving it the label कि ये सही है, ये गलत है, ये अच्छा है, ये बुरा है, ये sorrowful है और ये नहीं है। But in reality that may not be the truth. This so-called person who is maybe going through poverty, let's say, which you may look and say, oh, कितना डिफिकल्ट है इसका जीवन और कितना सफरिंग है, you may say that. But from the perspective of what is reality, it is simply another experience, is one more experience. What is the experience? See, the whole universe is created with a million questions, millions of questions, zillions of questions. And this divine intelligence wants to experientially answer each and every question, not as theory. What is it like to not have money? Okay, I want to see that. What is it like to live in a hut? I want to see that. What is it like to climb a very difficult mountain? I want to see that. What is it like to live in a luxurious house? I want to see that. What is it like to have many children? I want to see that. What is it like to have no children? I want to see that. What is it like to be healthy? I want to see that. What is it like to be sick? I want to see that. What is it like to be compassionate? I want to see that. What is it like to be a criminal? I want to see that. What is it like to be a murderer? I want to see that. What is it like to be Mother Teresa? I want to see that. So, through each of these different lives, in each of these different instruments, one called Pandeyji, one called Sanjiv, one called Jennifer Ji, one called Rashmi, all through all these different instruments, all of this is being experienced by the one experiencer. And there is nothing particularly better or worse about one experience versus the other. That better and worse is something you make up, I make up because of our limited view. मैं क्योंकि मैं तो सिर्फ अपने नजरिए से ही देख पाता हूं. So that is why we wonder, अरे ऐसा क्यों है? But when we expand our vision and look from divine perspective, which is really again you only, not different. We only pretend and think कि मैं अलग हूं. But when you look from divine perspective, it is all just one big बड़ा एक मेला चल रहा है भैया, जिसमें हजारों स्टॉल है, और मैं जो हूं असल में वो इतना पागल हूं कि मुझे इस मेले के हर स्टॉल में जाना है, इस मेले के हर स्टॉल को मुझे अनुभव करना है। मुझे ये गेम भी खेलना है, वो गेम भी खेलना है, वो जो ऊपर और नीचे जाता है वो रोलर कोस्टर भी चाहिए, मैरीगो राउंड भी चाहिए, जायंट व्हील भी चाहिए, राइफल शूटिंग भी चाहिए, और 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 सब सिर्फ चाहिए ही नहीं, मुझे एक साथ चाहिए। अभी चाहिए, एक साथ चाहिए, एंड दैट इज ऑल। बट द वन इंडिविजुअल हु इज ओनली गोइंग इन वन स्टॉल में थिंक करे यहां पे ही खाना अच्छा है, मुझे यही खाना है, मुझे ये, अरे वो तो कैसा, बिल्कुल अच्छा नहीं है वो। फ्रॉम योर पर्सपेक्टिव कि ये मेरी सोसाइटी में देखो कितना अच्छा है, हरियाली है, ग्रीन गार्डन्स है, अच्छा है, ये है, वो है, सिक्योरिटी है, सुकून है, वगैरह वगैरह। और आप जब उस बाहर वाली दुनिया को देखते हैं तब लगता है कि अरे ये ऐसा है, वैसा है। बट व्हेन वी लुक फ्रॉम दैट यूनिवर्सल पर्सपेक्टिव, all is welcome, all is great, all is beautiful, all is divine, all is a game. I've talked about this book Shantaram before, uh, you know, which is another, of course, a limited life. Of course, it's about this guy who has been a criminal, he has been a philanthropist, he has been a savior of hundreds of people, he has been in jail, he has been a drug addict, and this is his true story of his own life. So, but he is somebody who has lived 5 or 6 or 7 different lives in one. हम तो सिर्फ सोच पाते हैं ऐसा कि एक आदमी क्रिमिनल जेल तक जाके ड्रग एडिक्ट भी हो सकता है, और वही इंसान है जो कॉलेरा के वक्त में 100, 200, 300 लोगों को सेवा, खुद जाकर उनकी हाथों से सेवा, यानी कॉलेरा में आपको पता है कितने, the symptoms are so terrible, but himself personally going and cleaning all that and helping, and same person. But this is only 5 or 6. But the divine is not satisfied with just 5 or 6. 7 billion perspectives, not just the perspective of humans, but the perspective of plants, perspective of animals, perspective of a stone, perspective of a rock, perspective of a temple, perspective of a jail, perspective of a hospital, perspective of a lunatic asylum. सिर्फ अलग अलग दृष्टिकोण है ये सब, और अलग अलग दृष्टिकोण से मैं ये सारा जो ब्रह्मांड मैंने ही क्रिएट किया है उसको मैं अनुभव करना चाहता हूं, एंड दैट्स ऑल दैट्स गोइंग ऑन. All wonderful, all divine, all equally wonderful, because it is made of nothing but divine, being experienced only by divine, created by divine, for divine, in divine, experienced by divine. And when this separate छोटी जो मैं अपने आप को समझता हूं, वो जो मैं असल में हूं उसके साथ आइडेंटिफाई हो जाते हैं आप, rather than this limited one, and then come back to this world with that understanding, that knowledge, then this particular game called the Pandey life, पांडे जी की दुनिया, पांडे जी का जीवन एक अलग रंग ले सकता है, एक अलग रूप ले सकता है, विशाल, जो उसकी विशालता है उसका एक अंश मेरे जीवन में आ सकता है, एंड सेम थिंग फॉर एवरीवन. So the whole sadhana is how to bring that to this, how to make our life more and more like that. So certainly, you know, it is your choice कि आप देख, आप ये से सोच सकते हैं मदर टेरेसा की तरह कि इतना सफरिंग है, मैं जाके कुछ करूं उनके लिए, कैसे करूं, क्या करूं. और यू कैन से हे दिस इज देयर लाइफ, दिस इज देयर कर्मा, ये उनका जो है जीवन वैसा है, जो है सो है, ये मेरा जीवन है, मैं अपनी तरह जी रहा हूं. It's okay either way. Either way is okay. There is nothing better or anything. It's just simply whatever you choose to do whatever you wish to do. हाँ पुरुषोत्तम जी आप कुछ कह रहे थे.
हाँ, जब आप बोल रहे थे कि मेरा जो ये है कॉन्शियस है या अवेयरनेस है वो अमर्याद है, तो दो अमर्याद चीजें एक साथ हो नहीं सकती। तो तब मेरे दिमाग में विचार आया कि आत्मा और परमात्मा के दोनों एक ही है, ऐसे कोई दो नाम भी नहीं रहना चाहिए कि आत्मा है और परमात्मा है, क्योंकि आत्मा ही मतलब अलग अलग आत्मा हो सकती, ये कंसेप्ट के हिसाब से।
एग्जैक्टली बिल्कुल सही है, बिल्कुल सही है. एक्चुअली देयर इज ओनली दैट, देयर इज ओनली दैट. बट फॉर द पर्पस ऑफ दिस गेम, फॉर द पर्पस ऑफ द गेम हमने अलग अलग टुकड़े कर रखे हैं.
अरे ये जो बोलते कि जीवन का लक्ष्य है कि आत्मा का परमात्मा से मिलन हो जाए, तो वो तो ऑलरेडी मिली हुई.
आपका वीडियो बंद कर दीजिए तो ऑडियो आएगा, ऑडियो कट हो रहा है. हाँ
ये जो बोलते हैं कि जीवन का लक्ष्य क्या है, तो आत्मा का परमात्मा से मिलन हो जाए.
हाँ
तो ये कंसेप्ट के हिसाब से दोनों एक ही है, तो मिलन होने का भी कोई ये नहीं, वो मिली हुई है,
मिली हुई है. एग्जैक्टली वो तो मिली हुई है, लेकिन ये जो अलग जो उसकी क्या कह सकते हैं, उसका जो एक रूप है, उसका एक रूप जो है, एक रूप है पुरुषोत्तम, एक रूप है अनामिका, एक रूप है संजीव. तो ये अलग अलग जो रूप है, तो आत्मा और परमात्मा वही है, लेकिन जो अलग अलग रूप है उसने जानबूझ के ये भुला दिया है, ये बात भुला दी है हमने कि मैं वही हूं. हम भूल कर ये जीवन जी रहे हैं. तो आत्मा और परमात्मा एक होने की कोई मतलब ऑलरेडी है, तो सिर्फ यही बचता है कि हम याद कर ले ये बात को, हम समझ जाए ये बात को, हम याद कर ले इस बात को, और फिर याद करने के बाद ये जीवन उस याद और उस समझ का समन्वय ज्यादा और ज्यादा कैसे कर सके हम. हाउ कैन वी align this understanding with this separate life that we are leading.
वही oneness है,
वही oneness है, and that is the whole sadhana, and that is the magic, and that is the possibility, and that's the miracle of what is possible from this knowledge, from this understanding. How whole life can be just one non-stop miracle. How whole life can be one non-stop wow. और ये हो गया है कि हम ये भूल कर, हम इतने भूल गए हैं और इतने दूर हो गए उस वाव से, that for a lot of people this whole life has become the opposite of wow. You know, if you ask them how is life, they are like, oh my god. Life sucks and then you die. That's how it is. So the whole possibilities of shifting from that to this and bringing that together. Wonderful. Jennifer ji, anything you want to share?
Nahi,
Okay.
not much. I still keep on wondering, but why would anybody want a negative experience? Like breaking of a leg or a breaking of a, why would they want it? I mean, I would never want it.
Yeah.
I would not like an experience like that at all. Why would people want a negative experience?
People don't want that. People don't want that.
Why would we choose to
We
have
also don't. It is not we choosing to do that or have that. It is awareness, divine consciousness, which is the infinite field of infinite possibilities and infinite combinations of infinite things.
Through him, so many people, he wants to experience that. Why?
Why is the same experience to say? I mean, once you have that experience, okay. So many people के through से यही experience नहीं ले रहा है. तो ये सोचने वाली बात है.
सोचने वाली बात है, but it is actually सोचने वाली बात नहीं है in a way, because that level of divine intelligence is actually beyond this little brain that you and I carry.
That's true. I know.
Yeah, it
What
is
you're saying
beyond
is
that.
true.
It is much that divine
Beyond
intelligence
that.
is much all इतना सब अगर जान ले बस, that my intelligence is not enough to understand this divine intelligence. इतना भी समझ ले तो ये जीवन कब में परिवर्तन आ जाएगा. कि भैया मैं तो ये एस्ट्रोफिजिक्स पढ़ रहा हूँ आजकल, तो उसी में मतलब इतनी प्रॉब्लम्स है, इतनी कॉम्प्लिकेटेड, एंड आई एम so hard to visualize what they're saying, and I again and again realize how stupid I am. I mean, in comparison to divine knowledge, that this was very interesting. I was listening to one lecture by a professor from institute in Canada, and at the end of his session, one student asked him that, should I become a theoretical physicist? Should I or not? And he gave a few answers, but along at the end he said that when you become a theoretical physicist, you will have to understand so much about mathematics, so much about physics, so much about cosmology, so much about mechanics, so much about quantum theory, so much about so many things, and the problems that you will face and you will try to solve are so deep and so difficult that the rest of your life will look like a piece of cake. That all your other problems will just feel like a piece of cake. So this is the mystery. This is the mystery that you and I can live in. That not understanding this physics, छोड़ लो physics, तो फिर भी it is in the realm of human intelligence. At least an Einstein and all these Nobel laureates, at least they can understand. But the questions we are asking and we are dealing with, and about consciousness, about awareness, why, what is this? Those questions are much, much more difficult than theoretical physics. So asking and engaging in these questions, which are so difficult and which make us so humble, that the rest of the life, कि आज क्या खाना है, इसमें नमक कम है, ये वो, those problems are piece of cake. Piece of cake. इसने ये कह दिया, वो कह, अरे piece of cake. मैं ये समझ, ये प्रॉब्लम से अभी जुट रहा हूं कि मैं कौन हूं. तब किसी ने कुछ ले लिया या दे दिया या इंसल्ट कर दिया या इसका ये हो गया. All those problems become piece of cake. You're getting it? So it's like that. So wonderful. And I always say the questions are more important than the answers. So these questions that you are asking. हाँ सोनल बोलो.
So ये piece of cake means simple. ऐसे आप बोलना
piece of, हाँ ये, this is an American phrase. This is an American phrase which I'm sure piece of cake means ये कुछ नहीं है, ये गोली है, मतलब मिठाई है.
खा लो और relish.
खा लो और relish. It's just nothing. It's so easy, and a piece of cake. मतलब it's so easy and so sweet. So all your other problems, वो बाई नहीं आई टाइम पे, ये all those problems that we, जिससे हम परेशान हो जाते हैं रोज बरोज की जिंदगी में, become a piece of cake. Because you are dealing with such big problems. Why is there suffering in the world? Who am I? What am I? These questions. Great.
So that was my question in the beginning only, na?
What is it?
Why is there suffering in the world?
Correct. So you were there since we have been talking about this, or you just joined?
No, I just joined.
ठीक है, तो ये YouTube पे हम अपलोड करेंगे, आप आराम से सुन लेना. Wonderful. Great, great, great. And at the end, all you can do is smile and laugh. And if we can get to that point in our life, every
Enjoy
moment,
the cake.
enjoy the cake, enjoy the cake, enjoy the cake, enjoy the cake. Exactly. Then that is the greatness. Then that is the beauty, and that is the opportunity, and that is the challenge. So engaging in these questions and the
Be
ultimate
happy.
question, being happy and engaging in these questions, I'm telling you, is much more important than the answer. And that ultimate question which we have given you as a the I meditation, that question, if you engage in that question all the time, what is that question? How to bring that to this.
To this.
इसमें वो कैसे शामिल किया जाए. This is the magic question, miraculous question, which you can ask yourself every moment in life. And the answer will make your life into a miraculous journey. Wonderful.
Superb.
Thank you,
Superb.
thank you, thank you. Superb,
4
superb.
दिन की जिंदगी और ख्वाहिशें हजार.
क्या बात है. हाँ.
4 दिन की जिंदगी
जिंदगी
और ख्वाहिशें
ख्वाहिशें
हजार.
हजार.
अमा छोड़ो ना, इस पल में तो जीने दो यार.
अरे क्या बात है.
सही बात है.
क्या सही 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 कहे हैं और सही पकड़े हैं. वो एक सीरियल है, उसमें एक कैरेक्टर है, शी ऑलवेज सेज सही पकड़े हैं.
भाभी जी घर पे.
हाँ, भाभी जी कहते उसमें है ना, वो शी ऑलवेज, आई डोंट नो, आई हैव नॉट हर्ड और सीन हर इन अ लॉन्ग टाइम. सही पकड़े हैं. So another thing I want to leave you with is find the challenges in life. Find, if you are living a life in which you have not taken up challenges, find them, because that is the source of joy, that is your source of health, that is your source of happiness, that is your source of adventure. So my current challenges are music, composition, arranging, astrophysics, cosmology, and all those. और आपकी रुचि के हिसाब से आप चैलेंजेस फाइंड करते जाइए. और ऑलरेडी अगर लाइफ में है चैलेंजेस, then you are lucky, enjoy them.
So each day is a challenge for me.
Wonderful, wonderful, so lucky. I have to create for myself, you already have them.
Find क्या करने का उसमें?
मैं तो फाइंड करने जाता हूँ. ये अभी टेनिस में मैंने चैलेंज किया है हमारे चैंपियन को, so that I can have a match with him. एक चैलेंज दिया है. ये एस्ट्रोफिजिक्स का कोर्स ले लिया यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ टोक्यो में. अनदर न्यू चैलेंज, उसमें क्विज आते हैं, होमवर्क आता है, ग्रेडिंग वाली एग्जाम आती है, नए नए चैलेंजेस है. ब्यूटीफुल. सो ग्रेट. एस्ट्रोफिजिक्स पे एक दिन हम बात करेंगे और ज्यादा.
Sir, एक point बोलो.
Anamika is shaking her head. No.
Sir, one point can I share?
Yeah, sure.
So challenges are problems, but what you have taken, they are tasks.
Are what?
Tasks.
Yeah. Problems.
Challenges, these are not problems. You have taken it as a task, and that you have to achieve it.
Correct, but all problems are challenges only.
But
Whether
this is not a problem. No, this is what you like to do.
Yeah, but even the ones that you have called problems in your life, you have only created because this is the one you like. You may not know it, but this is what you like.
Like?
Yes, you love your problem. You remember that हमने एक experiment किया था problem exchange वाला?
Yes.
हाँ, प्रॉब्लम एक्सचेंज करने को कोई नहीं देना चाहता है अपने प्रॉब्लम, और कोई दूसरे के प्रॉब्लम. मेरे प्रॉब्लम मुझे ही चाहिए. क्यों? क्योंकि वही पसंद है आपको. सो यू मे नॉट थिंक इट, यू मे नॉट नो इट, बट यू लव योर प्रॉब्लम्स. सो एंजॉय योर प्रॉब्लम्स, एंड व्हेन यू एंजॉय योर प्रॉब्लम्स, दैट्स अ चैलेंज. दोज आर चैलेंजेस, दे आर नॉट प्रॉब्लम्स एनीमोर. ठीक है?
Right.
संजीव जी, मुझे एक इंसाइट आया था कि If I look back, मेरी लाइफ में जो भी चीजें मैं प्रॉब्लम समझती थी, they actually were meant to bring better things for me.
Absolutely. वो हाइंडसाइट में ऐसा दिखता है जब हाँ रियर व्यू में ऐसा लग रहा है, लेकिन आगे वाले जब देखते हैं तब लगता है कि अरे बाप रे ये क्या सामने आ गया. So yes, the rear view mirror and the front view are two different things. So if we can learn from the rear view mirror that जो आगे है वो भी मुझे ही चाहिए, क्योंकि मेरे लाइफ में यही ग्रोथ पाथ है,
ये मेरा ग्रोथ पाथ है,
ये मेरा ग्रोथ पाथ है, यही मुझे करना है. This is what I need to enjoy.
Exactly. Yes.
Then every person who is a problem in your life becomes a you can go and hug all of them very tight and say thank you for being such a big problem in my life.
So whenever there is a problem, Sanjivji, so whenever there is a problem, if we ask what is there in it to teach me,
right,
and what is there for me to love in it,
correct,
how wonderful it will be.
Exactly. Perfect. Yeah, keep on asking yourself that. And yes, Sonal says superb way. That's it, you got it. Great. Wonderful. Life is a celebration. Keep on celebrating. And all this is only, I say, to get to that place, to get to that remembrance, to get to that memory. Huh? What is it? Piece of cake. Piece of cake. This is also a piece of cake. Open door is also just another piece of cake. Great. Thank you. Hari Om Tat Sat. I bow down to the divine that is situated where you are. Thank you. Okay.
Recording.